This is the plaintiff, Phil Quinnell. He says the defendant gave him some bogus excuse for wanting to break their rental lease, and he's out all sorts of money because of it. That's right. He's not about to let them get away with owing him $2,792.84, and that is why he's suing. This is the defendant, Delton Carney. He says there was mold in the apartment which caused his daughter to be hospitalized. He's happy he broke the lease because the health of his family was at stake, and he's lucky he got them out of that health hazard before it was too late. Owe the plaintiff money for what he put them through? Ha! He is accused of bolting. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for pain and suffering and 2 air conditioning units.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant tried to break his lease, but he is no chump. The defendant says he left because there was mold. It's the case of you break the mold.
Sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Phil Quinnell, you are suing Delton Carney and Marky Pottenberg. You have power of attorney for Marky?
Yes.
Okay, for $2,792.84 that you say you are owed in damages and rent. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000 for pain and suffering and some AC units. Let me hear from you first.
They moved into they rented my place out, and she told me that she didn't like rugs. I said, well, I'll tell you what. If you want to extend the lease, I'd be happy to rip out the rugs. And I was texting her back and forth, trying to, it's like, hey, get a hold of me. I'm reaching out to you again. And I never got correspondence like, hey, yeah, let's do this.
Right.
I kept calling her or texting her.
And then, so it just fizzles. All right, and then what happens?
Then I get a call, January, February timeframe, that we're moving out. I said, well, I'm willing to do that if I can rent it out, and I was not able to rent it out when they left. And March, they left.
What day in March?
They left March 31st, and
Okay.
they did not pay March rent. They said you could use the security because we're not going to get back anyways.
Is that accurate? You didn't pay March rent?
That's accurate.
All right. That's not what security deposit is for.
I know, Your Honor.
All right. Well, there's some risks involved when you do. So you're suing now for late fees for March because you feel that you should have been paid March, and then the issue of the security deposit would have been litigated, at some other point if you could show damages, correct?
Correct.
Right. When did you re-rent it?
I re-rented middle of April.
So your damage in terms of rent would be the 2 weeks in April that you weren't getting rent, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, according to you, you didn't even break the lease because the place was uninhabitable. Explain that to me.
In March 1st, we told them that we were moving because my daughter has allergies. She had to go for surgery and all this.
Okay, hold on, slow down. Your daughter has what kind of allergies?
Well, she doesn't have allergies, but she got sick from the mold, from the excessive heat in the apartment.
I need some medical proof of what you're saying.
Okay, I have that.
Because there was extensive heat in the apartment?
Extensive heat in the apartment. The apartment was over 100 degrees all the time.
Why would you live there if it was over 100 degrees?
This is what I'm saying. The thermostat in the apartment was broken.
Right.
I have pictures of that thermostat.
Right.
Okay.
You have some texts where you're talking to them about the thermostat, about whether the thermostat is a $30, it's nothing. It's solved in an instant. So if that... Why would you allow your child to get sick over something that, and I saw the text where are you texting him or her?
Her.
Let me see the copy of the text. I'm going to show it to you where he's saying, do you need me to change the thermostat? Hello. I mean, if you have other texts you want me to see, show it to me, but it's like, hi Phil, is there a way to control the heat in here? It is way hot in here, very hard to breathe even. This is in October. He says, sorry about that. There should be a control knob in the living room where the baseboard register is. Let me know if you can't control the heat. We will get it fixed. Answer, okay, will do. A week later, hey, Marky, does the thermostat work or do we need to get it fixed? Also, I would like to discuss the flooring with you, as in replacing the carpet or putting down something new. So when you get a chance, give me a call. We can talk about it. No response. October 26th, hey, reaching out to you again. Give me a call when you can. No response. Then he texts her again a few days later, reaching out to you again. Try and call me or something. And then what happened with the thermostat? Because the next text I see is January 7th.
Nothing. I was waiting, nothing.
And then on January 7th, he texts and says, I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope things are better than they were. Are you guys still wanting to get rid of the carpet? Let me know. A month later, he texts again, reaching out to you again about the floor. Do you have other texts? Do you have other correspondence?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
let's see that. So
Yep, that's
there
mine,
was
too.
mold in the place, you said?
I have pictures of the mold. Here's the mold.
What is this?
That's under the carpet. This is sponge, and then on the floor under the carpet.
Did you rip up the carpet?
No, we just peeled it up a little bit. That's black mold in the condominium.
Did you ever have somebody come in and analyze it to say that it's black mold?
No.
Okay, so let's see what the issue was with the daughter. Is this the... Okay, she had her tonsils taken out?
Yes.
Was that the surgery?
Yes, and her adenoids.
Adenoids.
Yep.
Okay, is there anything from the doctor to suggest that it was an allergic reaction to mold that caused her...
Yes, it has the allergy pages up there. Everything is checked. Pet.
Okay, hold on,
mold,
let me go
so
through
and
it.
so.
Hold on. Did you have a pet?
We had a cat, and we still have a cat.
And you're blaming on him the fact that the daughter needed the... I mean, cats are like the worst thing for allergies.
But when we moved into his apartment, her allergies got worse.
Why won't you get rid of the cat if your daughter has allergies?
Your Honor, what I'm trying to say to you is that
I
cat
heard what
is
you
not
said. Why don't you answer my question, though?
So if the tenant signs a lease, but there's mold in the apartment, any amount of mold, can the tenant break the lease?
If the landlord doesn't fix it, absolutely. It's
Oh, so the landlord has to try at least to fix it.
yes, because it's dangerous.
You're saying no to that.
I'm saying no because I feel like you shouldn't have moved in. You seen the mold.
Well, no. You don't know until you move in and sign the lease. That's the point.
Oh, what?
Can you get it? Can you break it?
Oh, no, you can't break that. No.
Really? You just die? Oh, you can just die. I got it. Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
The cat is not affecting her. It's not affecting her the way the mold did.
You move out when?
We moved out April 1st.
Okay. When you move out, who's the one who tells them we're moving out?
Both of us.
And when you tell him, do you tell him in person or by text?
We told him by phone.
And when you tell him by phone, what do you say?
We said, Phil, my daughter's getting sick. We have to move. He's like, well, we said we're breaking the lease. He says, oh, okay, well, he gets a little bit upset or angry or whatever, but then he says, if you guys show the apartment and I get it rented, we wouldn't be coming to court. That's exactly what he told me.
Right, but it didn't get rented until April 15th, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And we moved out April 1st.
What ends up happening? You end up moving into a condo right down the way.
Next door. And this
Literally next door?
is next building.
Next building.
Next
Okay.
building where there's a firewall.
Okay.
May 4th, fire starts in his unit, 63A.
In his unit?
In his unit.
Okay.
We would have lost everything.
Okay.
The people that moved in April 15 lost everything. So I thank God that I broke that lease
Yeah.
because I would have lost everything.
What happened?
All I know is I got a call. Is everybody safe? So I called my tenants. They were out. It was in a indeterminate fire. I didn't even know it started in my unit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. All right. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000. Please to explain.
You remember when I tell you it was excessive heat, it was excessive heat. I mean, 100 degrees. We had to sleep with the windows open.
I know, but I need to see from you. You handed me a stack this thick of text. Now I want you to go through the work, look at it, and show me where, because the text he showed me, you guys dropped the ball on changing the thermostat. Go ahead and hand him that and pull out the text that show that you asked him to fix this thermostat and he didn't, because you have to be able to show to me that the place was uninhabitable. So do you have a text that says...
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No.
you don't. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Also, the 2 AC units, what's that about?
I left 2 brand new AC units in there when I moved out. Me and him had a verbal agreement. If I showed his apartment, he would waive.
Can you prove that? Because he denies that's true.
Well,
And you're supposed to show his apartment. You're supposed to open the door to his apartment when he's trying to re-rent it. That's in the lease, right? Let me see the lease.
Is it?
Do you mean show as in you're the one meeting with the prospective tenant?
Yes.
Okay. What was the agreement between you two over that?
I said I'm willing to break the lease if you help me out, because it's a 45-minute drive for me to go up there.
Oh,
so I
okay.
said,
No problem. Well, then if you're willing to break the lease, you're not entitled to any rent.
I couldn't rent. I said, as long as I was able to rent it out and you help me out by showing it.
Listen, but that's spurious, and I'll tell you why. Because if you rented out by April 1st, you couldn't collect any money from him anyway because you wouldn't have any damages. You're only entitled to your damages. And then what you got was you got him to do your job or a realtor's job by showing the place to the prospective tenants. As far as the late fees, though, you got to pay the man late fees. You're not entitled to do what you did because you have an agreement that you're going to use the security for security, not for last month's rent. Mm-hmm. And tenants do this all the time, but you don't have a right to do that. So there's a late fee involved. $78 in late fees. Let's talk about your counterclaim. That's what you're getting in your claim against him. Not $2,792, but $78. Your counterclaim against him is for $5,000, $4,740 for pain and suffering. And I have not seen a pain and suffering case here. I'm not belittling your daughter's allergies. I just don't see any evidence that it's his fault that your daughter is experiencing allergic reactions. The doctor says it's pollen. The doctor warns against smoking and pets, the possibility of pets, and I just don't see any evidence that continued exacerbation is a landlord's fault. So on your counterclaim 0, on the plaintiff's claim against you, $78.
There is something implied in every lease, called the warranty of habitability. That means if there is a serious health or safety defect in the place you rent, then you are allowed in most situations to break the lease and get your security back.